Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Georg Mack Plays the Classics. The precursor to my favorite wrestling company of all time enters the squared circle in WCW wrestling. Like the most successful games for the N64 era, this is a localization of a Japanese title. You can choose your favorite wrestler and fight your way through a 12-man roster to earn the World Heavyweight Championship, or pick your favorite team and enter a 3-round league to become the World Tag Team Champions. Who are you going to take to the title? Each wrestler has a finishing maneuver that can be used once in a match by pressing the A and B buttons in the middle of the ring. You can choose from the 6-time World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair, the hottest young prospect of the NWA, Sting, the total package, Lex Luger, the great foil to Ric Flair's dominance, Ricky Steamboat. There's the most dominant tag team of the 80s, Road Warrior, Hawk, and Animal. The varsity club is well represented as the Games Master, Kevin Sullivan, is joined by his captain, Mike Rotunda, Dr. Death, Steve Williams, and the dog-faced gremlin, Rick Steiner. Eddie Gilbert joins in before he kind of fades out of the national spotlight, and the leader of the Freebirds, Michael P.S. Hayes, rounds out the roster. If you have a friend, you can play against them, but the meat of the experience comes from the single-player mode. I picked one of Michigan's favorite sons and took Rick Steiner through the gauntlet of matches. To begin, you choose 4 moves to map to the different directions of the A button. Though I always put a pile driver as the down move, I have a tendency to mix it up with the rest of them. Wrestlers all have the same attire, but their heads look different so you can tell who's who. I don't understand why everyone had to have colored tights. Why couldn't Luger have only black trunks or Flair with blue? Matches revolve around strikes to set up grapples. Punches are short range with the B button and kicks are longer range with the A button. Everyone shares the same body slam, headbutt, and hammer throw mapped to grappling with the B button. If you hammer throw an opponent near the ropes, you send them to the floor with the chance to get a wrench to bash their skulls in. Run horizontally by pressing the A and B buttons simultaneously and have 2 attacks. Depending on your wrestler, you will have some combination of clothesline, headbutt, big boot, jumping knee, spinning heel kick, and drop kick. It's criminal that Rick Steiner doesn't have the clothesline. When you use one of the moves attached to the A button, you get a meter that shows how much health your opponent has. You want to stop this meter at the far right end for a more powerful move. The pool of moves aren't tailored to the wrestlers in the game, but they're Japanese counterparts instead. When did you see anyone, let alone Lex Luger, use a jumping back brain kick in America in the 80s? There were some lucky coincidences, such as Riki Choshu and Sting, but the finishers should give you an idea of who they were in Japan. I mean, I don't remember Eddie Gilbert ever ending a match with a running elbow drop. If you make it through the single matches twice, the final battle is against the WCW Master, who looks an awful lot like Giant Machine. You can't do any moves to him, so you have to punch and kick him. Take him down with a running move. If you do enough damage, you can finally get a pin. When it comes to grading WCW wrestling on NES, graphics get a 2.5. The character models are all the same, with differences to the head. The character portraits are all digitized very well. Sound gets a 2.5. The music tracks are generic and not particularly memorable, but there are some digitized voices that I appreciate. Is that Paul E. saying World Championship Wrestling? Gameplay gets 2.0. You need to do a lot of punching and kicking. Too much. It makes every match too repetitive. Difficulty gets 3.0. I lost 3 times in about 40 matches. All the Lex Luger. He was modeled from Inoki, so I'm not mad. Fun fact gets 2.0. It's too repetitive to be incredibly fun. It's certainly not boring, but it could be a lot better. Overall, WCW Wrestling earns a 2.4 and gets a C+. I think if there was some more care placed toward the localization, this would have been a better title. As it is, it's fine. Well, that's going to do it for me for today. Please make sure to like this video. Let me know what you think of WCW Wrestling in the comments. And Please subscribe to Head Drop Productions here on YouTube because we want you here for each and every video we release, because it is your destiny.